The following opinions are solely those of Boattest.com and its test captain.
Sea Ray has recently launched a retooled version of its popular 240 Sundeck, adding an outboard-powered runabout to the company's lineup. It's also clear that Sea Ray is intent on departing from the industry practice of stripping out added labor, materials, and equipment in its small boats in order to hit a predetermined, relatively low price point. Quite the contrary, Sea Ray wants to build small boats with a premium look and feel and superior performance. Today, I'm going to put the new 240 Sundeck OB through a full sea trial. For Boattest.com, I'm Captain Steve. Let's start with her most distinguishing feature, the stern built around the outboard power. As we would expect, there are two swim platforms flanking the optional 300 horsepower Mercury Verado 4-stroke. Two other choices for engines are either a 200 horsepower or a 250 horsepower Verado. Surrounding the engine well are steps that can be used as a service platform for daily engine checks. And the design of these platforms makes removal and installation of the engine cowl a simple affair. The Verado has everything within easy reach and all components are easily identifiable. A compartment under the aft cockpit seat conceals the batteries, battery switch, and the steering pump. Forward, Sea Ray managed to find a way to work both an anchor locker with anchor keepers into a compartment that also houses a beach reboarding ladder. Often this is an either-or proposition. At the main office, Sea Ray went with a plush bucket seat that wraps around for added security. It swivels, slides, and includes a thickly padded flip-up bolster. The multiple tones of color continue at the helm itself with a light tan vinyl surrounding the white panel and a dark sunbrow above. Sea Ray uses a 4-gauge layout with one of the gauges being a SmartCraft gauge providing selectable information and reducing clutter. A compass is mounted above and to the left. Below, two side panels are carbon fiber with lighted toggle switches. A storage cubby to the right, finally, is correctly angled down so items won't come falling out when the throttle is advanced. The DTS, or Digital Throttle and Shift System, features a push button for neutral only and a second button for automatic engine starts and stops. The ignition key is in the forward end of the lower storage compartment, well out of the knee strike zone. And the entire cockpit is fiberglass lined and deck drains lead into the bilge. So let's get underway. The Sea Ray 240 Sundeck OB has a length overall of 23 feet 10 inches, a beam of 8 feet 6 inches, and a draft of 3 feet 1 inch. With an empty weight of 4,011 pounds, 3/4 fuel, and 2 people on board, we had a test weight of 4,679 pounds. With a single 300 horsepower Mercury Verado 4-stroke turning a 19-inch inertia propeller, we reached a top speed at 6,000 RPM and 58.9 miles per hour. At that speed, fuel burn was 29.8 gallons per hour, giving us a range of 98 miles. Best cruise came in at 3,500 RPM and 29.3 miles per hour. That speed reduced the fuel burn to 7.65 gallons per hour, giving us a range of 189 miles and an endurance of 6 hours and 30 minutes while still maintaining a 10% reserve. We had a time to plane of 3.1 seconds, accelerated to 20 miles per hour in 5.1 seconds, 30 miles per hour in 8 seconds, 40 in 10.1 seconds, and continued accelerating through 50 miles per hour in 14.1 seconds. The 240 Sundeck OB exhibits a 10-degree bow rise upon acceleration, which leaves clear sight lines to the horizon. Once up on cruise, bring the trim up to about the 1/4 mark on the gauge, and that will put her into her proper cruising attitude. She seems to handle quite well, much like the rest of the Sea Ray lineup, in that she stays solid on the water during turns with no tendency to fall off the turn and just a minimal amount of chine walk as the turn gets aggressive. In hard turns, she tends to bleed off speed at a fairly consistent level, but that can be countered by adding throttle. Also, be sure to bring the trim down fully if any aggressive maneuvers are planned, otherwise, as when towing, the trim can be left in the cruise position. The digital throttle provides instantaneous responses to the 300 Verado with brisk acceleration even from the mid-range. When taking power off, she settles back into the water stern first.
Now, one thing that's not coming through in this video is just how quiet this 240 Sundeck actually is. Between the 300 horsepower Mercury Verado and the heavy construction of the hull, all I'm hearing is wind noise, and I can actually have a casual conversation with people in the cockpit at cruise speed.
Overall, it seems Sea Ray has created a classy ride with the 240 Sundeck outboard that has eye appeal, comfort, and noteworthy performance. And that's my full test of the 240 Sundeck outboard from Sea Ray. For Boattest.com, I'm Captain Steve. We'll see you on the water.